All right, guys. So this is the next question in this topic. It says to determine the coefficient of x cubed in the binomial expansion of this expression. If you expand this expression, what's going to be the coefficient of x cubed? All right. Here again, we are not given the term, so we assume that we do not know the value of r. Even though with enough practice with this kind of question that starts with constants like 1, we easily know that r is going to be 3. The value of r is going to be 3. But for now, we assume we do not know the value of r. Okay, so we solve it the way we used to solve it if we do not have, know the term we are dealing with. All right, so this is a formula. Try and recall this formula. It's very, very important. So tr plus 1 is going to be equal to n. N represents what? The power of the expansion we are trying to do, we are trying to make, which is this expression is carrying power of 5. So that's going to be 5. Combination r, we do not know r. Okay, open the bracket. A represents the first term of the expression we're trying to expand, which represents 1, which is 1 here. N minus r. N again is what? 5. Minus, again, we do not know r. So r times b is the second term in the expression, which is representing 1 all over 2x. All raised to the power what? R. We do not know r. Okay, so like I said, we ignore anything that will give us constant or number. So 5 combination r is going to give us a number. So we just, we we ignore that. 1 all over 2 is also a constant. I mean, it's a number. Okay, so or a constant. So we just assume, we just neglect it. We only focus on our x. Okay, focus on our x. But here, 1 is not x. 1 is actually 1 here. Okay, but we can write it in terms of x. We represent x raised to power 0. So let's just write, that's going to be what? X raised to power 0, all raised to power what? 5 minus r times, I want to use dot. Dot represent times. I'll ignore 1 over 2, like I said, is a constant. So I'm just going to be writing x raised to power what? R. Okay, all equal to the coefficient of x cubed. I'm looking for the coefficient of x cubed. Okay, so I'm going to equate everything to what? X cubed. Sometimes it might say the coefficient of, it might say find the constant term. Okay, that's when x is raised to power 0. You also equate it to what? X raised to power 0. Because there are questions like that will say the constant term. Find the constant term. In that instance, they are telling us that they want x to be raised to power 0. So you just equate it to x raised to power 0. Okay, so let's just use our indices and solve for r. Okay, in indices, 0 times all of this, 0 times anything is 0. Power will multiply power. So 0 times this is going to be 0. So we are left with x raised to power 0 times x raised to power r equals x raised to power what? 3. So in indices again, they have the same base and they are multiplying each other. So we take one base and add up the powers. Okay, so we have 0 plus r equals x raised to power what? 3. Okay, in indices again, when they have the same base and they are equating each other, we cancel the bases, and then 0 plus r is r equals 3. Okay, so r is 3. So we just go back to the original expression here and plug in our r. So we have 5 combination r is 3. So 5 combination 3, that's going to give us, if you press the calculator, that should be 10, I think. And then there's 1 here, right? 1 raised to power 5 minus r, that's 5 minus 3. That's going to give us 2. Then times 1 all over 2, or just x over 2, all raised to power r is 3. Okay, so 5 combination 3 is 10. So we have 10 times 1 raised to power 2 is 1. So 10 times 1 times x raised to power 3 all over 2 raised to power 3 is 8. Okay, so we have 10 times 1 times x cubed. That's going to be 10x cubed all over 8. Okay, so the coefficient of x cubed is 10 over 8, but you can take the lowest 10. That's going to be 5. 2 in 8, that's going to be 4. So we have 5 quarters. So that's going to be 5 over 4. That's the coefficient of x cubed. As you can see, it's 5 over 4. So follow for more questions. Thank you very much.